Do you feel it? That aching weight, the one that gnaws at the edges of your soul. Oh, it's there, always lurking, whispering, clawing, reminding you that the world isn't built for someone like you. The system, the system was never meant to let you win. They've stacked the deck, hidden the aces, and laughed as you play their crooked game. Every move you make, every step forward, it's just another dance in their puppet show. But here's the twist. You don't need their applause. You don't need their approval. You've got something they'll never understand. Pain. Real, unrelenting pain. And, oh, how it sharpens you. They try to run from it, bury it beneath false smiles and shallow pleasures. But not you. You embrace it, don't you? You let it carve you into something more, something raw, something unstoppable. Let me ask you, when was the last time you truly smiled? Not the kind they want you to plaster on your face, but a real one. The kind that comes from knowing you've outlasted the storm, that you've beaten the odds when no one believed you could. Feels good, doesn't it? That fleeting moment when the chaos quiets, and for once, you're the one in control. But controlled, it's a funny thing. They tell you to take it, to seize it. Yet the moment you do, they call you a monster. They call you dangerous. Well, maybe you are. Maybe the world needs someone dangerous. Someone who isn't afraid to tear down the facade, to break the fragile lies they've built their lives around. Oh, they'll try to stop you. They'll throw everything they have your way. Doubt, fear, loneliness. And it'll hurt. Oh, it'll hurt like hell. But every scar, every wound, it's a badge of honor. A proof that you've survived what would have broken them. Do you know the difference between you and them? It's not the pain. No, everyone feels that. It's that you don't hide from it. You wear it. You wield it. You let it fuel you in ways they'll never understand. They're afraid of what they can't control. And you, my friend, are uncontrollable. The world doesn't owe you a thing. Not success, not happiness, not even a fair shot. But you already knew that, didn't you? You've seen the truth, the darkness behind their pretty little lies. And now, it's your turn. Your turn to rise, to take what they said you could never have. Not because they'll give it to you, but because you'll take it. Every step forward is a rebellion. Every breath you take is defiance. Let them think they've won. Let them believe you're beaten. They have no idea what's coming. You're the storm, the reckoning they never saw coming. Oh, and when they finally realize, when the weight of their sins crashes down on them, and they look to you for mercy, remember this, they showed you none. They built their world on your suffering. And now, it's your turn to rewrite the rules. The world doesn't break the strong. It breaks the weak and leaves the strong to rebuild. And you're a builder of chaos, a sculptor of destruction, crafting something beautiful out of the ruins they left behind. So go ahead. Stand tall in the shadows. Let them see the fire in your eyes, the determination etched into every line of your face. They'll try to silence you, but your silence will be louder than their screams. Keep moving. Keep fighting. Keep proving them wrong. Because the only thing more terrifying than someone who's broken is someone who's broken and still refuses to bow. The game isn't over, it's just beginning. And oh, how they'll regret ever thinking they could control you. The fire that burns within you. It's not a gift, it's a curse you've learned to embrace. It's the thing that keeps you awake at night, isn't it? That relentless, smoldering flame that whispers, keep going. You didn't ask for it, but here it is, demanding more of you every day. And you? Oh, you give it everything you've got. They don't understand, do they? The way the world feels so heavy on your shoulders. The way each day feels like another uphill climb. They think you're just like them, but they don't see the cracks, the fractures that let the light seep through. They don't see how you've turned every broken piece of yourself into armor. They'll call you relentless, say you don't know when to quit. And they're right, because quitting is for those who've never tasted the kind of hunger you carry. It's a hunger not for food, not for wealth, but for meaning, for power, for the freedom to carve your own path, no matter how dark it gets. Do you feel it? The way their gazes linger when you pass by. They sense something different about you, something dangerous. It's not just your silence, it's the way you move, the way you look at the world like you've already seen its worst and walked away unscathed. Oh, but you're not unscathed, are you? No, you're covered in scars, inside and out. They think those scars make you weaker, but they couldn't be more wrong. Each one is a reminder of what you've endured, what you've overcome. They're your battle marks, proof that you've stared into the abyss and didn't blink. Let them think they've figured you out. Let them underestimate you. That's their mistake, because you've learned how to play the long game. You've mastered patience, waiting in the shadows until the moment is right. And when it is, oh, they'll never see it coming. They say revenge is a dish best served cold, but you found it tastes better slow. Every small victory, every quiet triumph is a step closer to the reckoning. And it's not about revenge, not really. It's about justice. It's about balance. It's about showing them that they were wrong to ever doubt you. The funny thing about pain is that it doesn't just hurt. It transforms. It takes who you were and twists it into something new, something unrecognizable. You've felt that transformation, haven't you? You've watched as the person you used to be crumbled away, leaving behind someone harder, stronger, sharper. You're not afraid of the darkness anymore. In fact, you've learned to thrive in it. While they stumble and falter, you move with purpose. While they cry out for light, you've made peace with the shadows. They call it cold. You call it clarity. They'll never admit it, but they fear you. Not because of what you've done, but because of what you might do. Because they know that beneath the surface, you're holding back. They see the edge of the storm, but can't comprehend its full force. And that terrifies them. But fear isn't your weapon. No, your weapon is something far more dangerous: resolve. The unshockable will to keep moving forward, no matter how many times the world tries to knock you down. You don't just endure, you adapt. You don't just survive, you conquer. There's a quiet kind of power in that, isn't there? The kind that doesn't need to shout or boast. It's in the way you carry yourself, the way you rise after every fall. It's in the way you turn every setback into a stepping stone. They'll call you ruthless, heartless even. Let them. They don't understand that to survive in this world, you've had to make sacrifices. You've had to let go of things that once mattered, had to harden yourself against the softness that made you vulnerable. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary. And now, here you stand, not unscathed, not untouched, but unbroken. They'll never know the full story, never see the battles you've fought in the silence of your own mind. But that's fine, because this isn't about them. It's about you. Every breath you take, every step you make, is proof that you've defied the odds. They thought you'd crumble, thought you'd fade away into nothing. But here you are, standing taller than ever. And the best part, you're just getting started. The road ahead is long, but you wouldn't have it any other way. Because every mile, every obstacle, is another chance to prove that you're more than they could ever imagine. Another chance to show that the fire inside you will never be extinguished. So keep going. Keep fighting. Keep proving them wrong. You're not just surviving. You're rewriting the rules, turning the game on its head. And when it's all said and done, when the dust has settled and the world finally sees what you're capable of, they'll realize the truth. You were never the victim. You were never the prey. You were the storm. You've walked this path for so long, haven't you? Each step heavier than the last, each turn darker than the one before. And yet, here you are, still moving, still breathing, still defying the odds that were never in your favor. They think they know you. They think they've seen your limits. But they don't know what it's like to live with a storm inside. They don't know what it's like to feel every failure, every rejection, every scar etching itself into your soul. You don't wear your pain like a badge. No, you carry it quietly, like a hidden weapon. It's there, just beneath the surface, ready to strike when they least expect it. And oh, how they'll regret underestimating you. The funny thing about suffering is that it teaches you things they could never understand. It sharpens your instincts, hardens your heart, and clears your vision. While they stumble through their comfortable lives, blind to the truth, you see everything for what it is. They want you to play their game, to follow their rules. But you've realized something they never will: the game is rigged. The only way to win is to rewrite the rules, to take their fragile world and turn it on its head. And that scares them. Oh, how it scares them. Because they've built their lives on the idea that people like you don't matter, that you'll stay in your place, quietly enduring while they reap the rewards of your suffering. But you've had enough, haven't you? Enough of their lies, their hypocrisy, their hollow promises. You've tasted the bitterness of their betrayal, and now you're done waiting for justice. You're ready to take it. It's not about revenge. No, revenge is petty small. This is about balance. about making them feel even a fraction of the weight you've carried for so long, about showing them that you're not a victim, you're a force of nature. You've seen the worst this world has to offer, and yet you're still standing. They don't understand how that's possible. They don't understand that every blow they've dealt you has only made you stronger. Oh, they'll try to stop you. They'll throw everything they have your way. Doubt, fear, loneliness. But what they don't realize is that you've already faced those demons. You've stared them down and come out the other side. They'll never admit it, but they're afraid of you. Not because of what you've done, but because of what you might do. Because deep down, they know you're capable of things they can't even comprehend. You don't need their approval. You don't need their validation. The only thing you need is the fire inside you, the one that refuses to die, no matter how much they try to smother it. That fire is your greatest weapon. It's the thing that keeps you going when everything else has fallen apart. It's the thing that reminds you that you're not just surviving, you're thriving. And they'll never understand that. They'll never understand how someone who's been through so much can still stand so tall. They'll never understand how someone they tried to break could become unbreakable. But you don't need them to understand, because this isn't about them. This is about you. About proving to yourself that you're capable of more than they ever thought possible. The road ahead is long, but you're not afraid. You've walked through hell and come out the other side. What's a little more darkness to someone who's already learned to see in the dark? Every step you take is a victory. Every breath you draw is defiance. They thought you'd give up, but thought you'd fade away into nothing. But here you are, proving them wrong with every passing moment. You're not just fighting for survival. You're fighting for something bigger, something they'll never understand. You're fighting for your own place in this world, your own meaning, your own truth. And when the dust finally settles, when they look back and realize what they've done, they'll see the truth. They'll see that you weren't just another casualty of their cruelty. You were the storm they never saw coming. The world may not be kind, but it's yours to conquer, and conquer it you will. Not because they'll let you, but because you'll take it, because you've earned it, because you deserve it. So keep going, keep fighting, keep proving them wrong. The fire inside you is unstoppable, and it will burn long after they've been forgotten. And when you finally stand at the top, looking down at everything you've overcome, you'll smile. Not because it's over, but because you know the truth. The journey never ends. But neither does your strength.